between like a quality cocoa powder and another quality cocoa powder. I'm sure if I were like a really serious like pastry chef or something, I would have like more definitive opinions about it. But like I can definitely tell the difference between like this and like Hershey's. Do you know what I mean? Like even even just like the way that it like mixes into things and stuff. Um like I think it's like it's coarser, like it's not, yeah, I don't know, anyway, it's not as like silky, like you can feel the difference and so you can taste the difference. I don't know how else to explain it. So I mean, not that like Hershey's is bad, it's fine, use what you can get and what you can afford, but like if I can support King Arthur baking rather than like, you know, an enormous multinational conglomerate, then I guess I probably will. um let's see. Jason says this made me laugh out loud. Garrett says, I love when Leah engages in whiskey business. It's not whiskey business today, it's vodka-y business at 11 o'clock in the morning. Um, Alpine says that makes sense, even if it's a bit weird. I'm just a bit weird today. It's fine. Perpetually Exhausted says they forgot Pinsy's carried cocoa powder. I finally got rid of my Hershey's and want to upgrade. Yeah. So the interesting thing about the King Arthur cocoa powder is that they have a ton of them. Like they have a bunch of different ones that with like different cocoa fat percentages and stuff. So like I suppose if I were to like use like this is the Burgundy cocoa powder. It's 22 to 24% cocoa fat. I don't actually have any Penzies right now. I think I'm out. We actually, just because I wasn't sure I was gonna have enough of the the King Arthur one because I made those brownies. Grog picked up this one, the Ghirardelli one at the grocery store for me. Um Ingredients: cocoa. Um So I don't think this one is Dutch process, which of course that matters, right? Yeah, so this is just regular unsweetened cocoa powder. And it does matter. I would actually have to look up why it matters, but also for something like this, it's not going to matter. So what percentage of cocoa fat does this have? Um Interestingly, I don't think they're required to say, and so they don't. And so that's like the difference, right? The difference between an enormous company and like a smaller employee-owned company is that they're going to provide some information to you that these guys are not, which is fine. Um, so that is what it is. Um, so I don't know. I think when the King Arthur store like that is here in my area closes, I will probably just go back to buying Penzies just for convenience sake. Um, and yeah. So it was just that Grog happened to be going to the grocery store, and so it was easier for me to just, you know. I mean, this is the trade-offs, right? These are the trade-offs we all make when we're trying to make as many ethical choices as we can. But yeah, Penzi is pretty good. Good product, good company. Insofar as companies are good, and so yeah, if you have access to them, I'd go with them. The other nice thing about Penzies too is that I don't, if you happen to have a little bit of extra money at any point, they do regular promotions where they sell $50 gift cards for $35. And then when they put the thing that you want on sale, it could actually end up being pretty affordable too. So like in terms of like as far as like a high quality, like super premium product goes, you know? All right. So how thick is this supposed to be? Uh, until boiling and quite thick. Okay. Alpine says the KA bread flour felt like a level up when Kai finally let me spend a bit extra. Yeah, and that has like something to do with the probably the amount of protein in it, and probably the amount of moisture in it. It's probably fresher, so it's gonna have more moisture. Yeah. So okay, hold on. This is This is starting to do things that are concerning, so I'm just gonna whisk it for a little bit off the heat. Like, part of it is starting to be very thick and part of it is starting to be very liquid, and so it just needs to be a little bit better combined, I think. Okay, just gonna seriously whisk this. Okay, that's better. Now, so that's very thick. I would not call that boiling, but I'm gonna just leave it as it is, so it's fine. Then we've got 4 tablespoons. I need 1 more tablespoon of butter. Sorry, guys, I'll get to chat in just a second. Just a second. All right. There we go. And it wants me to cube this. All right. Let's see. Abby says they need to find good hot cocoa powder that's not Nestle or Swiss Miss. So Penzies makes that too. They do have I have one. Is this one. I have a tiny little jar of it just because I got it for free. They just give it away sometimes. They'll just like add it to your, like there will be like a coupon to add it to your order. And that's why I have a little tiny one. I also don't drink it that much. I don't drink it as much as you do. But they make like big, big things like that of it too. So it's an option. It's obviously going to be a little more expensive than like a Swiss Miss or a Nestle, but if you're looking for, you know, alternatives, it is an option. And not everyone knows that they do that. So, you know. Night Captain Andrew says, well, got fired from my job as quality control at the M&M factory. Okay, I know what you do, and that's not okay. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to be throwing out all the W's. Good morning, Night Captain Andrew. How are you today? All right, so we are whisking in our cubed butter. Night Captain Andrew, we're making the weirdest muffins in the history of ever. This recipe is so weird. I didn't even really read it carefully when I picked it. I have never made chocolate pudding to put into muffins before. Like as a batter base for muffins. It's so interesting. It's like a cornstarch based chocolate pudding. It's so wild. Anyway, but a good weird. Yeah, it's a good weird. Okay, let's see. Perpetually Exhausted says half of my spices from Penzies were under $5. My mom has several Penzies mugs in her office because she often makes a hot drink for her students that just need a safe space. Yes. I always give mine away too. Cara says her Abby just melted chocolate bar into the milk. That's definitely expensive though. At least when it's, yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, so we do have an incoming ad break. Cara's looking for ways to make your own hot cocoa powder. You can, but it's still going to be expensive is the thing, because like you're going to put cocoa powder in it, and cocoa powder is expensive. So it's just kind of a question of like, what do you want to spend and how much effort do you want to put into it? Usually a commercial hot cocoa powder is going to be cheaper. In fact, a lot cheaper, like a lot cheaper. All right. So, right. So yeah, we have an ad break incoming. I'm going to go ahead and run that. I have to chop up some chocolate and put it into that cocoa powder essentially. And then we're going to, and I'm going to do that offline because it's not going to stay warm enough, long enough to melt the chocolate. So we're just going to go ahead and do it while you guys are doing that. I'm sorry you are going to miss it, but I will be right back. The process of unboxing my meat has also unboxed my mouth.
Could be wrong. I love my mods, so I'm going to read you this poll, but I'm going to let you know that I'm doing it under duress. Beans belong on toast, under toast, around toast, adjacent to toast, or off. How about on the other side of the universe from toast? If I dropped something on the floor and he came running, he would usually get some of it because I dropped it on the floor. But that's where the oops came from, because I say it a lot and Chester always comes running. So if you want to summon the dog, you say, oops. And there he is. Hilarious. All right. There we go. Those are looking pretty darn good. I want I mean, it's vanilla cake. It's mostly just pretty, but it just still tastes good. So this is in a very real way, all Byron's fault. Yes. Chester no longer the goodest boy. No, he is not. Must be a good donut. Yeah, it was. It was a good donut until the dog licked it. Yeah, Chester, yum.